you ever felt that no matter what you do, you are always far behind? That no matter how hard you work, there is someone who has more money, more status, more success, or is more beautiful than you, and you really find this uncomfortable feeling inside of you that says, why me? Ones who are single are romanticizing what would life be like when they find the one, and the ones who are married are thinking, how lucky are the people who are single because they get their freedom, they get to travel when they want, and they get to live their life. So in this video, let's talk about how social media fuels this toxic mindset and how Quran gives us the answer to break free and escape from it. The social media is the ultimate comparison trap. You always find yourself having this incredible fear of missing out. There is always a more amazing restaurant, a more amazing travel destination, a more beautiful place, or a better job that you can do. You constantly feel left out. Brains start to fool us, to make us feel bad about where we are, and we start to dream about where we might be. Allah knows our psychology, and that is why He says, and do not crave what Allah has given some of you over others. Men will be rewarded according to their deeds, and women equally according to theirs. Rather, ask Allah for His bounties. Surely Allah has perfect knowledge of all things. It's so beautiful because it's like He's so inside our mind and inside our heart that we might be thinking about this. On top of what this verse is saying, what I found was two beautiful things. The first is ask Allah for His fazl. What Allah has is so much vast and is so huge as compared to our small little minds. When we think that He created the entire heavens and the earth, His mindset, His capabilities are far beyond what we can think, what we can comprehend. So instead of asking from our limited minds, let's ask Allah for His fazl. Let's ask Allah for His huge bounties according to what He can give, not according to what our mind says. There is a story of a king who gets a beggar, and the beggar asks for one small jug. And he said, if you give me one small jug of water, it will literally save my life. And the servant runs to the king and he says, this is what the beggar is saying. The king hears him and commands the servant to give the beggar jugs and jugs of water. And the servant asks, but he only asked for one jug and you're giving him hundreds of jugs of water. And the king said, it's because he asked according to his capability, and what I am giving is according to my capability. Now imagine he's the Lord of all the worlds, of the heaven and the earth. His capabilities are so much bigger. So instead of asking from our limited minds, let's ask from His fazl, from His capability and capacity. The second thing that I found very beautiful about this verse was, Inna Allaha kana bikulli shay'in alima. He has the knowledge of all things. And when you think about it, it's so beautiful. Like, knowledge of what? We're talking about comparison, and He has all the knowledge. So I was thinking there can be two types of things over here. The first is having the perfect knowledge of what is right for my soul, for your soul. Sometimes looking at others, we ask for what they have, but their life also comes with their tests. Sometimes I find myself asking, when will I find the perfect one for me? On the outside, I look at people who are married and think, oh, their life is perfect. I went to an event and I saw these people, those couples who seem so perfect. One of them has a cheating husband. One of them fights like crazy with her husband. The other one has an abnormal kid, a kid with learning disabilities. And I was thinking, I am so happy being alone. I go where I want. Yes, it is not perfect at times, and I do want someone at some point. But at the same time, I'm so grateful for where I am. I'm so grateful for the test that I was given. Because if I was given the test that they have, maybe I will falter, maybe I will run away, maybe I will not be connected to Allah like this. So Allah knows what is best for you, for your soul, for your journey, for my soul. The second aspect in Alima might be Allah sees what is behind the curated perfection. Those influencers who really influence you and attract you and you think their life is perfect. It's just a highlight reel of their life. It's just literally 8 seconds of this huge day that they have, and it's curated to make you feel like their life is perfect. But behind the scenes, nobody has it perfect. So Allah also knows that you might be thinking their life is perfect, but Allah knows the reality behind this curated perfection. If we start to understand, it is actually the trick of Shaitan, because he is the one who gives us this scarcity mindset. He is the one who ingrains this ingratitude within us. We start to feel empty, we start to feel hollow, and we start to feel like, there should be more. And we completely neglect all the things, all the beautiful blessings that Allah has given us. There are 4 ways in which we can try to get out of this comparison trap and start to feel happy and grateful for where we are in life. Number 1 is limiting social media use. Especially Ramadan is the perfect time to take ourselves out from this trap and just focus on Allah, just us and His words and Him, just pure connection, and limiting the number of hours that we spend scrolling like crazy. The second is, let's shift our jealousy into dua. When Hazrat Zakaria alayhi salam went to Hazrat Maryam, and Hazrat Maryam didn't used to go out or had a full-time job, but she had so much rizq in her room. So he said, Maryam, how did you get all of this? And she said, that's from Allah, and this is the fazl of Allah. And at that time, instead of Hazrat Zakaria thinking, oh my god, she gets all the good stuff, he just makes a dua, and just right there, he makes this dua, that Allah, from your fazl, can I also have one baby? And even his mind, at that time, even his mind was not ready for the dua, but he just made it. Because when the angels come to him, he says, oh my god, how can this happen? Like, logically, I'm an old person, so is my wife. How will she be pregnant? Like, he just made the dua. So no matter how delusional it seems when you see someone with blessings, pray that they get more of it, but also pray for yourself. Jealousy doesn't serve them and it doesn't serve you. The next thing that we can do is focus on your own journey right now, at this moment. What are the advantages that you have right now? Maybe you don't have the gift of having a loved one in your life, but maybe you have the gift of time. The person who feels like they do not have enough time in their life, but they have the gift of love. They have the gift of family. So right now, focus on your journey. Focus on where you are in your life and see how can you make the most out of this beautiful time of life which you are spending. The next is start to do gratitude journaling. I had no idea, but it literally changes your life. The more grateful you are, the more Allah will fill you up with His blessings. Every day when I wake up, I try to thank Allah for the things that He's given. Sometimes even simply for the sun, for being able to wake up on time, for having a comfy bed, for having good health, for being able to see, for being able to study, for going and getting good food, for being able to fast, for being able to pray to Him, for being able to record, for having this job which allows me freedom, for water, for tasty food, for my AirPods. There are a billion reasons to be thankful. So let's start with just finding 3 things which we can be grateful for. Allah has given you something unique. So instead of us looking left and right on how many blessings other people have. Let's recognize what we have. Let's be thankful on our journey and return the focus on us. Do you struggle with social media comparison? Let me know in the comments below. And inshallah, I will see you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum.